All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing the truth across the four corners of earth. All right, and any of you sincere Aquath, that's sisters out there listening and learning as well, you know, Shalom to you too. All right, I'm the brother Priest Shaman from Great Millstone, Chicago. Man, we just, brothers on fire, man. The Lord has it where, these prophecies are jumping off the page, We're in these times where many people have sought to see, and yet, just like it says in the scriptures, you have a lot of Israelites who they don't want to conform to that word, and they're stumbling over this strong stumbling blocks, all right? Because they're not coming correct, and the Lord has them blind to certain things. And one of the things that when you read about people not seeing certain things, you say to yourself like, damn, how could that person not see that? And it was right in front of his face. These things that are written for our learning, these different stories. Well, it's just like the scriptures say, the Most High had given them a strong delusion. All right. And the scriptures say what? Where's that at? Yep. 2 Peter 1 and 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. Yep. For if you do these things, you should never fail. All right. And the apostle has it, for us. And the apostles, nails on down, have it set up for us to sit here and do 10 video, a video a day. Salakia. We should strive to do 10 videos a day, but, every day we're supposed to, do something because there's so many topics you can go into. Right? It's literally tens of thousands of scriptures. I forget the exact number, but it's thousands of scriptures to go into. All right. And as you can see, Jake is still rebellious, man. That's ultimately why we need the kingdom. All right. But before that, Jake is going to have to be rebuked, and the truth is going to have to come out. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, man, your feelings get hurt because you're proud and you have emotions invested in, the way that you feel when that's not the way it's written. All right? What does it say? Every man's own way is right in his eyes. All right? So that's why the scriptures is it's the great correction, and it also says what? Iron sharpeneth iron. That's why it's important to stay around, the brothers, and stay around people who are going to call a spade, give the correct breakdowns for the scripture. All right, and understanding the scriptures 100% is in its entirety. It has never been, more important. That's why wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that times. Now, we all know about ITR. They took they took the year off. the craziest year in hundreds of years. One of the craziest years, 2020. They took the whole year off. All right, but you guys are the prophets. Okay, sure. All right, but let's jump in on something that they were talking about. The new covenant, once again, because you have to go back to the basics. Jake is trying to say that you need the new covenant is here, and that you don't need a man to teach you, even though the scriptures clearly say you do. All right, well, let's get to the scriptures. Let's see what the scriptures say. Bada boom, bada bam. All right, I think I went to Hebrews 8 last time. Let's switch it up. It said. Started Jeremiah 32 and 36. It said, and now therefore thus saith the Lord, the power of Israel concerning this city, whereof ye say, it shall be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in mine anger, and in my fury, and in great wrath, and I will bring them again unto this place, and will cause them to dwell safely. And they shall be my people. Now, has this happened yet? Has all of Israel been collected? Have we all returned back to Israel? No, we have not. It said, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power. Does all Israel know the name? Does all Israel accept the Lord? Because the scriptures say, what every eye shall see, every knee shall bow. All right, so it's not going to be an option in that day. Right now, the doors of mercy are not closed yet, so everything is still optional. You have a lot of our people who rebellious, which they're that silver that could not be purified. Just quoting it. They're that what's it called? Well, I'm quoting it, but you get what I'm saying. They're that reprobate silver. Reprobate silver. All right, and they got to be burned up. All right, but it says, and I will give them one heart meaning mind, and one way. Now, has that happened yet? One heart and one way. No. All right, and it's talking about, once again, in the future. The Lord is going to give us one mind, one way. The scriptures say what? Israel is under every green tree. It's talking about how we're going into all these different philosophies and religions and stuff. And guess what? We're still doing that. All right, the internet is still alive and well. Hey, even in Israel, you have divisions. You got this person, that person. All right, and in actuality, in truth, there is one way, but everybody doesn't want to follow that one way. But in the kingdom, they will, just like it's written. It said that they may fear me forever for the good of them and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. All right, and that fear hasn't been established yet. Does all Israel fear? Well, let's look this up. And this is from the Black Lives Matter Instagram. I'm not gonna show no more than that. But niggas are still twerking. Niggas are still doing all kinds of folly. All right, the fear of the Lord has not been established yet in the earth. And now, we're being, sounding our voice like a trumpet, to warn our people, because the wrath of the Lord is coming. But you still have a lot of game players, amongst so-called black, so-called Latin, so-called Native American people. All right. It said, yeah, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and will plant them in this land assuredly with my whole heart and with my whole soul. And we have not been planted in that land. We're still here in Babylon. We're still in the Caribbean, South America. Okay, different parts of Europe. We're scattered. And all these nations he said he would pull us from. It said, yea, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant, right? Verse 42, for thus saith the Lord, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them. And fields shall be bought in this land, whereof ye say, it is desolate without man or beast, it is given into the hands of the Chaldeans. Men shall buy fields for money, and subscribe evidences and seal them and take witness. And so basically, man, it's talking about different business we're going to do, once we get there. But this has not been established. The new covenant has not been established yet. All right. Our people still have that stony heart, okay? They're still going after, their own will. They're still doing that. All right. And that includes ITR too, man. Because just like the first scripture we read, give diligence to make that calling and election sure. You taking off a year is not giving diligence. All right, it's just not. This is the way that we were taught, which this is the way that we push forth the gospel to the whole world through the internet, through these different videos. This is something that's been set up by the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's why all the camps do it, even though there's, disagreements or this or that, everybody knows, this is how you push out the word. Okay. Now this is 2 Thessalonians 2:3. It said, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Exactly. And verse 2. It said that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that day of Yahushua is at hand. The day of Hamashiach is at hand. All right. And before that day comes, it's like it says, there must come a falling away first. All right. So if your spirit is being shaken up, and the Lord is going to give you that new spirit, because at the end of the day, we're all men. But if your spirit or your mind is shaken, that means the Lord is not giving you a new heart. Okay, because once the Lord establishes that perfect heart in you, He established that perfect flesh in you, there's nothing to be shaken about. Okay, and the time's coming, it said the earth is going to wheel to and fro as a drunkard. All right, so everything is going to be shaken up. It said the keepers of the house shall tremble. Esau is going to be trembling. Our people are going to be trembling. Hell, even the prophets who we know what's about to go down. Hell, we even going to tremble. We're going to, have, Lord willing, we're going to have that hedge of protection. Lord willing, I'll be one of those men, let me say it like that, who has that hedge of protection around them, all right, during those times. But, we have not received it yet, like these guys are saying. So that's incorrect. All right. I just had one more. Zechariah 12:8. Matter of fact. It said, "In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David." Now, has this happened yet? No, it's the same day. It says, and the house of David shall be as the Most High, as the angel of the Lord before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. And I will pour, exactly. So this is the same thing. It's talking about when we come back into our own land, when we come back together as one nation, okay, one way, one mind, that the Lord is going to put us in the power, and He's going to fuck up all these other nations. All right? Which is why we call ourselves the house of David. So none of this stuff has been done before. You know what I'm saying? Now it's being built now. It's being in the works now. But it's not finished. All right? So no, we're not in the new covenant, man. And you know what it doesn't say? It doesn't say, it talks about order. It talks up here, it talks about the governors of Judah. It talks about, the Lord will bring the tents of Judah. Where does it say that? Right, verse 7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. So Judah, the Lord brought, the Judites first, you know what I'm saying, and then everybody else, it was brothers who are not necessarily Judites sifted in there, but majority of the camps that you see, the going back, all of the elders, it's a lot of Judites in there. All right, it says, verse, where is that at, man? Verse 3. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it. Exactly. All right. And right now, are all the people gathered together against Jerusalem? No, because a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. That land has not been given to us yet. All right. Now, us as a people, we're a people before we're a place. Yeah, the whole world is against us. All right. I mean, guess what? It says Judah and Israel, not just Judah, but Judah and Israel. Okay. Because we know the whole house has to come back. And it talks about that, I believe that's Ezekiel 37. It said there's going to be one king. In fact, let's get that. Let's get that. All right, because we have to first formulate in which, you know, ITR, they believe, you know, they themselves have black, Native American, and Latino amongst them, or they associate with them, or they agree with the fact that they're Israelites, but they're talking about the 12 tribes sign is wrong, and this is wrong, that's wrong. Man, you can't cherry pick and then sit there and try to play like, you know, you have the how do I say it? The fucking remastered version of the truth, man. It don't work like that. It says Ezekiel 37 and 22. It said, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountain of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. There you go. So when all this is going down, we're going to be one nation, one people. All right. And are we one people? No, there's still that division. Okay, Latino people, they don't like black people in their community. Black people, they don't like Latino people in their community. Now, they'll tolerate each other, but the link is not necessarily there. Now, the spirit is there. A lot of times, you know, I have a lot of people who, you know, I am friends with, you know, they're friends of the world, who, you know, they'll help me out, I help them out, you know what I'm saying, but they don't know why. They don't know who they are necessarily, all right, but once we come together, which the Lord is bringing the elect together, he's not going to bring all of those people of all the nations together until the kingdom where we bring everybody back, all right, because the house of David is going to be of the elect of Israel, first and foremost. All right, then everybody's going to come back through that house of David. All right, so Lord willing is edifying, you know what I'm saying, just going back to a couple of basic scriptures, just so, you know, Jake can kind of, you know, make sure that they know. All right, myself first and foremost. All right, because it says, verse 23, it says, neither shall they defile themselves any more with idols, nor with detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them, so shall they be my people, and I will be their power. Now, let me see. Now you might say, well, who's doing idolatry? Who's into that? Well, this is a music video. It's Fat Joe, Cardi B, right? Two Ephraimites of the house of Israel. Music video comes on. What are they doing? It's a Santeria thing. This is what they're doing. All right? Idolatry, and they're calling up familiar spirits. All right? So Israel, even to this day, and look at that. Even to this day, Israel is still into that idolatry, still into that those detestable things. All right, and we have to be saved from that. All right, and anybody who's sincere is going to come out of that, and they're going to call upon the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, they're going to acknowledge, you know, their elders, you know, and apostles in Israel, Okay, they're going to acknowledge who they are. All right, and they're going to do the work of the Lord. You know, they're going to go out, they're going to teach, they're going to speak, they're going to do their videos, all of that stuff. All right, there's no NGs, it's no, you know, new thing, you know, where you could just come, you know, whatever way. You have to remember the Lord, you know, set us up in certain order. And, you know what I'm saying, if the Lord called you, you have to remember this is something, you know, this is a blessing just to be called and just to know about. Because there's a lot of people out here lost who don't have it. And the Lord is not going to give it to them. All right? It's not a pissing contest. It's not, you know, who's got a bigger chest and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just showing the respect to the men who come before you. All right? Just like in any organization, even in the world, they show respect to the men who come before them. All right? And guess what? Those men who come before them, they're going to make sure that they're leading them correctly and that they're feeding them with correct information. And the apostles and elders through the Spirit have always done that. All right? Call Lo Yabashim Shai Ababa Ball.